Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Hi, on this video, I'm going to show you a solution we came up with to keeping ourselves stocked with water up here at our greenhouse garden area. There's no electricity and no water, so we were catching rainwater with tarps, but as summer approaches, we have less rain and we're just not collecting enough water. So the solution we came up with was to pump water to our trailer from our front yard. We have a hose that is connected to our water system. So I pull the trailer up in the front yard, we fill up some barrels with water, we bring them up to the greenhouse property, and we pump into this 500-gallon tank back here. And the way we do that is we purchased a 1,000 watt inverter that will power our Everbilt sump pump, and that sump pump is the same pump we use to pump water from the river into our main water tank for the cabin. So what I did was took the 115 volts times 7.4 amps, and that came out to 851 watts. And so I knew that the 1,000 watt inverter would run the 851 watts. Then it did work. So
Did somebody help you with that?
yeah, David, our son, helped me with this. I've never done this before, so it was nice having somebody knew what they were talking about help me out. So we've got the inverter, we hook the pump up to that, we pump water out of these barrels and into our 500-gallon tank back here. And we did about 2 loads, so about 6 50-gallon barrels of water yesterday, and the inverter worked fine. It powers the pump nicely. So if you're looking for something like an off-grid solution where you need to have some power to do something like this, to pump water to fill a tank, this BESTEK 1,000 watt inverter and Everbilt pump are a really nice solution for that. There's a little investment up front, but look in the description and I'll put a link to both of those products. So the inverter setup is really easy. You just clip it to your battery. Got 2 outlets, running it back there to my pump that's going to go in those barrels, and I'll just start the car, have the car running, and then I'll flip the switch to on the inverter and submerge the pump, and we'll be in business. And the light comes on and you hear an initial fan start up. So now we'll submerge the pump. I've done that before. Don't forget to hook up the hose to the pump or else you're going to get a fountain in the face from the pump. And the pump is kicked on. You might be able to hear it over the train that's going by in the distance, but so one of these tanks, we timed it, and it'll empty one of these tanks in about 6 minutes exactly, and that's probably 40 to 45 gallons. So funny side note, the first barrel that we pumped, Jen noticed we didn't have a hose running into our 500-gallon tank, so we were just watering the wood chips and back down into the ditch over the side. Not funny. Now we're going to test and see if we have enough pressure to get water to come out of this sprayer.
Probably have to turn the valve on.
An important step in any watering technique that you use, you got to turn on the water, turn the valve on. Perfect for watering.
Look at that. Yeah.
It really is perfect pressure for watering with the sprayer, as long as we have enough water to keep the pressure up.
Water in the tank. Water for the plants to drink. water in the tank.
We put in this culvert here. I put that in last year, and you can see a video to the culvert installation right here. So what we're thinking is, since this is higher and it drops down here down the hill, I could run a pipe from this side of the culvert, the exit side of the culvert, and run it along this hillside, and then build a platform down here in the ditch or above the ditch, and have 4 50-gallon barrels that are fed from the culvert there. And that way all I would have to do is pump from down here in the ditch right up here to the greenhouse. So you could throw the pump on here, throw the hose up, and it'd be a lot easier than backing the trailer up into this area with four water tanks, and I wouldn't have to fill 4 water tanks from our main water tank at the cabin. So I think that's going to be a good solution. The platform right here, 4 barrels on that to catch rainwater. And of course in the summertime, getting rainwater is going to be a little difficult, so we'll do the pump method where we fill barrels and bring them up in the trailer from the cabin.
For Jay and Jen at Almost Homestead, thanks for watching.
See you next time.